Let's talk about yoke style capos. I have a few here, and so let's get them out and let's compare them. And we'll talk about them one or two at a time. All right, so the first one, let's see. Talk about this one. This is an Elliott Elite push button. So this is just their standard capo. I think they on their website are around $175. They've been in short supply, and because of COVID and supply issues, and just like everybody else, and it doesn't matter what it is, products and equipment have all been hard to get. But that's the Elliott. So if you've seen them, people talk about them in forums, Facebook groups. They are expensive. However, I think most folks, if they spend a lot of money on a guitar, they want a nice capo to go along with it. That is the Elite. This is the Elliott McKinney style capo. It's a more simplified, streamlined version. It has, instead of the saddle kind of going around the frame, just has this little piece of metal that's riveted to the frame and just keeps the saddle from turning around. So that is Elliott Elite, Elliott McKinney capo. Similar priced, of course. These are the most expensive capos that I have. Next, I want to talk about, this is a Barry Collins capo. It's similar to the Elite. Not quite as dainty, I guess I would say. You can see that the bar is a little thicker. The metal for the saddle is just not quite as polished, smooth. Like I said, I would say the Elliott is a little more dainty. However, this is a really nice capo, and and it just has a bail latch, sort of like the McKinney, the Elliott McKinney, forgot to show, just has a bail latch. Simple, works well. The Collins also has the bail. And this is a little tight. This is a fine capo. I guess Barry is a machinist. And one of the differences that I noticed immediately between this or any of the other capos, the Elliott. So listen to the Elliott. There's just, see that? There's a little bit of play in that screw. Works fine. The Barry Collins, it's not there. There's a little play, but not enough to cause any slap in the sound. And you can just feel just a touch of resistance. Not a bad resistance, not in a bad way. It's just smooth, not gritty at all. And it really is a fine capo. Like I said, it's just a little, if you want to call it, bulkier than the Elliott. But I use it a lot. I actually have two of them. And Barry, he has a Facebook page. I find he's hard to get a hold of there. I think he's just a little bit more old-fashioned. I think he's just a one-man shop. And I think he's more of an email, telephone kind of guy. I didn't have much success getting in touch with him on social media. At the time when I bought this, these are a couple of years old. They were about $70. I don't know what they are now, but basically less than half the price of the Elliott. Like I said, it's just a little bit bigger, thicker, a hair bit heavier. I don't have a scale to weigh these, but it's a fine capo. It's worth every dollar, and I encourage you, if you're thinking about getting one, if you don't want to spend the money for the Elliott, the Barry Collins is a fine capo, and it is a great feeling capo. No matter how hard, tight you screw it down, it's as smooth as it could be. So that's that. Next one, I want to talk about the Shubb fine-tuned capo. This one, very similar. Instead of the saddle ends, you know, going around, wrapping around, they just kind of stick out like forks, but they work well. One big difference between this and all the other yoke styles I have is that when you unscrew it, the thumb screw moves closer or farther away from the frame. This one, how they've done it, the larger thumb screw accommodates the actual screw inside it. So as you twist it, the thumb screw, the knob, doesn't move. As you go down, it just must be reverse threaded, and it just takes the screw down in there. You know, they do have numbers on there, which I think is a little, maybe just a little gimmicky. And it does have a abalone dot. Instead of it has a bail latch, I guess you could call it. It's not really a bail, but spring loaded, and it works very easy. Not a problem at all. I think this was $75 when I bought it. I think I checked, and they're $80 now. Still a fine capo. I'm sure it's probably made overseas, and it has, instead of leather, it's got sort of a almost like a rubbery neoprene type pad. It hasn't bothered any of the guitars that I have with the lacquer finish, and it works fine. If you don't want to spend $175 for the Elliott, you know, you can spend half that, basically, a little less, and get the Shubb fine tune, and it works fine. Next up is a newer Paige. Of course, you know, they made the black Paiges for a long time. This is a little bit different. I think they're calling this their classic. And I think I bought this a year ago. And instead of a bail, they've got this sort of however you want to call it, this latch here that just kind of rocks back and forth. When I first bought this and got it out of the package, I had a difficult time trying to get it. And see right here, you know, there's some play this way, which is no big deal, but I had to pull and bend on the yoke and try to bend it to get it in a sweet spot where it would fit and it would close. And it's aggravating. You know, I don't know why. Sorry about that. I don't know why they changed. This is an old Paige capo I'll talk about a little bit more. Bail latch. Works fine. It's very simple. This, you know, I think this was around $30. Once you get it on there, it works fine. It works okay. But, you know, it's so aggravating. I can't deal with it. So I don't use it at all. It's just hard to get in and out, and I can't get that, you know, over it. And so to me, you know, this is the Chevy Cobalt of capos. Now, I do have these two Paige capos. These are basically the same. This one still has the original tubing and original leather pad. It would have said Paige on it. Can barely make it out. The serial number on this one, I think, is like 001138. And this one is a little earlier. It's 000837, I think, something like that. These are fine capos. I bought this one originally out of the classified ad, the back of Bluegrass Unlimited magazine. And over the years, they have been my long-term users. They're good capos. You know, they got a little bit of slack, but they work great. I've owned, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 over the years. I never sell them. I buy all the ones I can find. I have given away 3 or 4 to real good friends that never had them. But they work fine. I actually have one that's a little older. This one's a little smaller, little brass thumb screw. But it is so small that it doesn't fit over the nut on hardly any of the guitars that I have, so I don't use it. I just keep it. But that's it. That's sort of these, get them out here. These yoke style capos. And so you've got, you know, $170 worth, $30 worth, which is really basically worthless. At least this one is. Maybe it's just a bad one. $80, probably around $80. And these are old and hard to find, but if you can find an old Paige capo, I would encourage you to snap it up. But there they are. I just wanted to show them all in one place. Sometimes people have questions about capos. I like the yoke style capo because I prefer to leave them on the guitar just because they're always there. Everybody has their own opinions on what they want, what they have. But if you want to see them all in one spot, there they are. Elliott, the Barry Collins, Shubb Fine Tune, new Paige, and the old Paige. There's lots of different ones out there, so you can always just take your pick. And also this this Elliott McKinney style is actually a Tony Rice signature capo. Comes with, well, it was optional, but a leather case with Tony's signature on it. I have another video on that if you want to see it. It was a special edition capo they released, sold in late 2014, I think throughout 2015. So that's it very much. Have any questions, just put them down below. Please hit like and subscribe if you don't care. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Helps a fella out. Thanks very much.